Hello and welcome to RV Repairs with Ron. Today we're going to be talking about the thermostats that pair with the control board that we spoke about in a previous video. So this is going to be the Coleman air conditioner control board. And these are the most common thermostats we see in the industry. There are other options of these, but I just want to go over kind of what these entail, how you wire them, and where they would attach to on the control board. We are going to start with this older, more analog style thermostat. We still do see it quite often, but the wires are going to be permanently kind of soldered into the control board, which is a little different than this newer style, which has these push buttons that allow you to stick the thermostat wires into. But I want to go over what the color coding was on this thermostat and kind of how it paired to the control board. So we'll start with the easiest ones, which are going to be the red and the blue wires. And these red and blue wires is going to be incoming power. Generally, you're going to get your incoming power from your furnace thermostat plus wire that comes off the furnace in general, and then your ground wire. Your ground wire is going to be blue. This will generally have 3 wires into it. It's going to be the one from the thermostat, and then a ground from the unit itself, and then a third wire that goes up to the control board on the air conditioner itself. And then we have the white wire. This white wire is going to be for the furnace. This is the wire that will attach to the thermostat negative wire, or thermostat minus wire, which is one of the 4 wires that come off the furnace. Then we have our gray. Our gray is going to be our low fan, okay? So that's going to be our low fan. That's what sends the 12 volt to the control board to option that out. And then our green is going to be our high fan, okay? That's what sends 12 volt to that. And then our yellow is going to be, in essence, our compressor or our cool function on our control board. So if I were to take all of these wires and pair them up to the control board, we have our GL. So our GL is going to be attached to our gray wire. All right. So you just pair those up. Our GH is going to be attached to our green wire. Our Y is going to be attached to yellow, and then our blue wire will be attached to the B minus, and then the freeze wires is what will go up inside your evaporator coil. But that is going to be the wire pinout or wiring setup that we would use for this older style one. And then the newer thermostat here is going to be a little easier because it's actually labeled, all right? And it's labeled very similarly to what the actual control board is labeled. This one does have a little bit more options that this control board doesn't, so I'll kind of explain that. But the R is going to be your power, all right, red, your power. Your B is going to be your ground, okay? So R, your power, 12 volt. B, ground. GL is going to be your low fan, which would pair up with the GL on the control board here. Your GH, high fan, which would pair right there. And then your Y, which is your cool, okay? So that's your compressor in essence. So that's how these pinouts would go. So it would go power, ground, low fan, high fan, and then cool. Now the last 2 that I really wanted to talk about are WHP and W. W is always going to be used, so you generally skip one after Y. All right, and W is going to be your heat. That's what's going to go to your furnace negative wire, your thermostat negative for your furnace. And then WHP is going to be heat pump. So this is going to have the option for electric heat as you scroll through the options. So if you do have a heat pump in there, which this will, in essence, just switch the changeover valve to switch the directional flow for the compressor, is going to be the WHP. But that's going to be your digital thermostat. It's a very simple thermostat. And all these thermostats do is they have incoming power, all right? And they send 12 volt to the different options, whether it's directly to the furnace to turn on the furnace or directly to the control board up in the ceiling to turn on the air conditioner. Again, the only difference between this control board and this thermostat is this has the heat pump option, okay, which would be labeled electric heat on this, which this control board does not. I appreciate everybody joining me. Thank you. If you want to take a look at some of the other videos, there's some good ones out there, kind of explaining this control board more. Have a great day, everybody.